Now on CoastTV News.
It's a cold and dry start to our Monday with a milder day expected. That's ahead of a cold front to our west. It will bring another shot of Arctic air. I'll tell you how cold and for how long coming up next.
And I'll tell you how the roads are looking as students and teachers are expected to return back to school today.
Bike lane battles, that's what's taking place in Lewis as city officials look to strengthen a policy that limits parking.
The Washington Commanders off the upright, and it is in! They doink their way to the divisional round!
Washington's wild ending. You just saw the fortunate bounce that gets the burgundy and gold a playoff win.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Monday, January 13th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Paige Marley. Thank you for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, you just saw it. You might as well call them the Cardiac Commanders with the number of last-second wins your team has produced this season.
I even told you right before we left for the weekend, I was like, well, here we go. They're going to win with 3 seconds left. It's going to be a tight game. And they've always been a little, you can tell what's going to happen.
You can tell.
Know what I mean? Yeah,
I just feel the way the season has gone is like every win, like every game is like that, and you've been on the fortunate end of just about every one of them.
We have. You know how many times I've had to stop myself from messaging Jaden Daniels on Instagram? Because I'm married, so it would look inappropriate, but I don't mean it that way. I just want to be like, I love you, dude. I love you.
I think a lot of people love him in the Beltway and the DMV.
That's what I'm talking about, yes. But you know who else the people love?
They love our first alert meteorologist.
That's right, Bob Trihey. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Paige and Mac. Good morning, Del, Marva. Yeah, exciting weekend of football. And boy, it's football weather. It's a cold start out there. Not frigid, but cold on this Monday morning. 22 in Georgetown, Salisbury 23, 32 in Ocean City, 30 Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach 29. Remember, the secondary roads and sidewalks still slick. We melted off snow this weekend, and that's refreezing at night. We're seeing a little bit of a southwesterly breeze, otherwise calm conditions. So it feels like temperatures not too bad, mainly in the 20s, but feeling like 16 right now in Georgetown as we have a few clouds out there, clouds in a starry sky and an almost full wolf moon. Pretty stuff out there. Otherwise, mainly sunny today. We've got a southwesterly flow. That's ahead of an Arctic front that will be building in and bringing more Arctic air beginning on Tuesday. So some clouds this morning on Futurecast, and we will be melting more snow and ice as temperatures creep above freezing mid-morning. By noon, around 42. Wow, we're looking at 40s, maybe 45 in Millsboro, 46 in Long Neck as we're well above freezing, but anything that melts will refreeze as we go into this evening as temperatures get close to freezing. So grab those sunglasses and enjoy the warmer 40s because they're not sticking around very long with more Arctic air on the way. More on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Bob. Last week's snowstorm caused schools to close, giving teachers and students an extended Christmas break.
But it looks like that break is now over. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is right by Lewis Elementary School. Elisa, how are the roads looking this morning?
Good morning, Matt and Paige. Yes, last week was supposed to be the first week back after winter break, but Monday's snowstorm had different plans in mind, and many schools in Sussex County were closed not only on Monday, but for that entire week. Some schools did do virtual learning days, but right now I'm standing at Lewis Elementary School. This school is a part of the Cape Henlopen School District, and while they were closed last week, this morning they are reopening, but they have a 2-hour delay, and the school says that 2-hour delay is to make sure everyone stays safe as there is some ice that's still on the ground. This morning when we were driving, we noticed roads are in much better condition than they were just a couple of days ago. But as you can see right here, there is still a ton of snow around, and a lot of the snow has ice underneath it. And black ice, it's another concern that you need to watch out for. But the good news is the Lewis Elementary School parking lot right here is looking clear and ready for students and teachers. So hopefully everyone can return back to some normalcy today. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa. It has been 1 week since most of us received 10 or more inches of snow, and we're still dealing with the aftermath. In Lewis, the city is asking that today all sidewalks be cleared. If you live in the city limits and are unable to do this yourself, you are being asked to plan for someone who can help clear the snow in the areas that you are responsible for.
In Milton, people there are waiting for trash and recycling pickup. The road conditions prevented the normal service last Wednesday and Thursday. As you can see now, though, there's concern about the garbage just continuing to build up. Here, one person even put a note on their bin reading, "Please take this trash."
Happening tonight in Milford, the city is holding a public hearing revolving around recreational weed stores. The public comment period will be at 6 p.m. This will be at the City Council building.
Also happening today, Lewis, they could be voting on creating less space for cars to park and more for cyclists on Savannah Road. A temporary measure that did just that went into effect last month. Mayor Andrew Williams and the City Council are scheduled to review an ordinance at tonight's meeting that would take this even further. It mostly affects this area from Drake Knoll to North Atlantic Drive and from Shields Avenue to Donovan's Road. Part of the debate tonight will include written statements, both in opposition to and in favor of the ordinance.
In Los Angeles, the fight against the wildfires goes on. The fires have destroyed well over 12,000 structures. They've taken at least 16 lives. As
NBC's Jay Gray shows us, the biggest of the fires, the Palisades fire, now threatens even more communities.
Over the last 24 hours, a dip in the winds and some progress along the front lines of the LA wildfires.
This is hand crews, engine companies out there scouring the edge, continuing to put those control lines in to make sure that we have no fire progression or limit it as much as possible.
But the fight here is anything but over. Santa Ana winds forecast to pick up again through at least Wednesday. Some areas could see gusts of 50 miles an hour or more, potentially fanning flames, igniting and scattering embers.
We're focused on two things: containing the fires and saving lives and protecting property.
But so much here has already been lost. Entire communities gone.
To see it this way. I never thought I would live through something like this.
At least 12,000 structures and 40,000 acres swallowed by the flames.
This is an absolute nightmare. This is an apocalyptic movie. No way to assess really the magnitude of this situation.
Law enforcement ending escorts for residents hoping to recover anything they can in the rubble, locking down ravaged neighborhoods.
A lot of these areas still look like they were hit by a bomb. There are live electrical wires, gas lines, and other hazards. We want to make sure you're safe.
Firefighters continuing to battle along the front lines of the blaze, some for days without sleep.
We're going to keep fighting this fight. We're going to get this fire out, and we're going to rebuild.
Each of those missions right now, overwhelming. Jay Gray, NBC News, Pacific Palisades.
Worcester and Somerset County Public Schools say they were impacted by a recent cybersecurity breach which involved their student information system, PowerSchool. The schools say that compromised data included the social security numbers, medical information, even some mailing addresses. PowerSchool told Worcester County that they informed the FBI and hired a cybersecurity firm to assist in addressing the data breach. The company will also provide credit monitoring and identity theft protection services for those affected.
Wild card round, NFL playoffs, and a thrilling ending just hours ago here on Coast TV. Under a minute left, tied at 20. Washington's Jayden Daniels scrambles for the first down, and it sets up this. Zane Gonzalez, 37-yard field goal attempt. It's drifting right. It hits the upright, and it goes through. Ultimate survive and advance moment. Washington defeats the Buccaneers on the fortunate bounce, earning them a date in Detroit next week.
It was close. All right, we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up on Coast TV News Today, fee boost in Bethany Beach, where the town is targeting an increase in order to bring in more money.
Also ahead, townhouse talks return, what neighbors in Lewis are demanding before a new development moves forward.
And bird flu fears the spread of the disease on the eastern shore and the impact it is having in Delaware. Coast TV News Today is back after this.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
The hammers are smashing, the glasses are raising, and the fun times await at Bushel Sports Bar and Grill in Lewis. Explore our selection of off-season entrees and mouth-watering signature sandwiches that are sure to satisfy any palate. Relax and enjoy local craft brews and specialty cocktails watching your favorite sports team, or compete with your friends at some 8-ball, and indulge yourself with with year-round all-you-can-eat crabs served by the bucketful and seasoned to perfection. For good vibes with a friendly atmosphere, visit Bushels on Coastal Highway today.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
When a hazardous materials incident struck Georgetown, CoastTV News was there.
We have been monitoring this situation since it got brought into us.
On the ground and in the air, delivering up-to-date, accurate information as the situation unfolded.
We have been seeing Georgetown fire departments on four-wheelers going into the plant.
Streaming live on the CoastTV News app and on Facebook, keeping you informed when it mattered most. CoastTV News, our community, your news, always on alert.
5:11 on this dry and cold Monday morning. Of course, 1 week ago today, it was dumping snow over the top of us, and still quite a bit of that snow out there on the Bay Health Cam in Dover, 27 degrees. We're in the 20s all across the area, except for some of the coastal areas, 30 Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach, 32 in Ocean City, and 20s inland. As the winds are light, but the tendency is out of the southwest, so it feels like temperatures pretty much mirroring the actual temperatures into the 20s. We do have some clouds out there. Otherwise, I think we're looking at partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies, a few clouds to the south, and then an Arctic front to the west. So it's 1 mile day, and then it's back to the freezer for us. Here's our drive cast. The skies are good, but the roads still some slippery spots out there for the morning commute. Watch the side roads and the sidewalks, and then wet this afternoon with melting snow, but then refreeze this evening. So watch it, and the PM commute gets a yellow light.
We're learning more about bird flu cases on Delmarva. First, we're going to hit the eastern shore. The Maryland Department of Agriculture says within the past few days, snow geese have tested positive in Dorchester and Worcester counties. Positive cases were found at a commercial poultry plant in Caroline County. The virus spreads easily among birds through nasal and eye secretions and manure, and the department says the virus is dangerous for the birds because in most cases, they will die.
You have a farm and you've got 100,000 birds on there, once they get the disease and you start losing them, you're losing your livelihood and your product, right? And you don't want to infect other birds, and you certainly don't want to infect your neighbor's farm and things like that. So
bird flu spreads easily from flock to flock through wild birds, contact with infected poultry by equipment, and the clothing and shoes of caretakers.
All poultry-related sessions at the Delaware Ag Week have been canceled due to the bird flu. The department says this decision follows the 2 positive tests of flocks in Kent County. Attendees of Ag Week are being asked to not wear any clothing or shoes that have been or around poultry or wild birds.
According to town documents, Millsboro considered a resolution to formally request DelDOT to help traffic in town. A line item in the town agenda says the request would be immediately. Now, it's not clear yet if Millsboro actually went forward with this.
Some of the fastest growing jobs in 2025 revolve around 2 letters, and it's A and I. LinkedIn looked at millions of jobs based on user information from 2022 to 2024. The top 2 jobs were artificial intelligence engineer and artificial intelligence consultant. Following that were physical therapist, workforce development manager, and a travel advisor.
Okay, here's one that hurts, but right now it's just focused in Nebraska. Dunkin' Donuts locations there are reporting they're out of donuts. Signs alerting people of the situation could be seen at several locations. Employees said it was a nationwide issue as Dunkin' locations use the same distributor. Now, when asked how long this would last, they were unsure of a timetable for when they will have donuts back.
All right, coming up this morning, townhome tension, the concerns neighbors in Lewis have as a project is set to be reviewed by city officials.
We're seeing starry skies over the Atlantic this morning on the Gateway Subaru Camp. Beautiful shot there, 32 in Ocean City, a nearly full Wolf Moon out there. It is a cold and dry start to our Monday, a milder day on the way. That means we're melting snow, but more Arctic air heads our way much of the week ahead, but we get a break from the falling snow for a while. I'll have the chilly details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud. Ride the wave of Delmarva's coastal charm with Coast Life. Explore local treasures, fresh trends, and unforgettable stories from our coastal communities. Join the adventure with Coast Life, weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
Flashing lights. See them, and you know to go slow. Now we put that same technology in the palm of your hand with Lizard Flare. It's the high-tech safety flare with no flame. Lizard Flare uses 15 high-intensity LED strobes that can be seen nearly a mile away, and a powerful magnet that sticks to your car without exiting the vehicle. Look, flares are dangerous, but Lizard Flare won't let you down. A dead battery, an empty gas tank. With Lizard Flare, help is on the way. Lizard Flare Pro has an ultra-bright flashlight too.
Get your Lizard Flare for only $9.99, but wait, Lizard Flare may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Lizard Flare is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 2 vehicle packs per order. Call now.
This may be your last chance, so call 1-800-604-4696. That's 1-800-604-4696 or visit lizardflare.com now.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead and Dallas Federico.
Approaching 5:17 on this Monday morning, and you are looking live at a quiet scene in Ocean City. The surf hitting the sand, maybe some snow still there, Bob. I did notice on one of your graphs, grew out a roller coaster here, I saw 40-degree temperatures, but I also saw some in the teens.
Yeah, and we've got wind chills that'll be down in the single digits, as well as the Arctic air will make a return with time, Matt. But we do get a little respite today. We melt some more snow. Remember, a week ago right now, it was dumping snow. Not worried about that today or the rest of the week. Just cold temperatures, 43 today. The average is 45, so we will be melting snow. But a lot of that snow and slush will be refreezing. 31 tomorrow, 30 Wednesday, 33 on Thursday. There is the Arctic air, and a little bit of a rebound by Friday with a high around 41 degrees. Right now, it's cold, not too tough to take. 23 Salisbury, 24 in Milton, 32 in Ocean City, 30 from Bethany Beach up to Indian River Inlet, and 28 in Rehoboth. Winds not bad. They're calm inland areas, a little bit of a breeze along the coast. As we're seeing some starry skies, seeing a few clouds as well, and we have a beautiful, nearly full wolf moon out there. Gorgeous conditions. Otherwise, we're dry, but we're getting into a southwesterly flow, and that's out ahead of this Arctic front across the Midwest. Behind it, really cold air. We'll be feeling the effects of that tomorrow. Some lake effect snow across the Great Lakes. And farther to the south, we've got a system along the Gulf Coast. This is not heading our way. High pressure will keep it to the south. So this rain and even snow across the deep south will continue to move to the east. We might just get clipped by some of the clouds as we go through the day. Futurecast this morning has a few clouds, temperatures in the 20s. Then we do rise above freezing mid-morning, and we'll start to melt some of that snow. And with full sunshine, pretty nice by lunchtime. This will be great. 42 in Selbyville, 42 in Georgetown, 30s and 40s at the beaches. And then mid-afternoon, around 46 in Longneck, 43 in Seaford, 43 in Georgetown. We're melting more of that snow. But as we know, once that sun goes down and temperatures get close to freezing later this evening, that water and slush will refreeze. So watch for that. Then those winds rev up tonight as Arctic air builds in. We're looking at temperatures falling through the 20s, mid-20s by Tuesday morning as it gets breezy. And then tomorrow, much different story, much colder with highs only around freezing. That's with sunshine. And now this particular model does bring in a little shot of snow Tuesday night. I didn't see that on other models, but we'll continue to watch that. It's nothing really significant at this point. We're looking at winds that are southwesterly as we go through this morning. They get pretty light into the afternoon, but then look what happens as we go to Tuesday morning. That Arctic front coming through and those winds becoming gusty 20 to 25 miles per hour as we go into your Tuesday. And then we get another shot of Arctic air tomorrow night and strong winds over 30 miles per hour. And that's going to be sending wind chills down. Now, Tuesday morning, feeling like teens, and then by the afternoon, actually feeling colder, around 10 to 15 above. Then as we go into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, feeling like single digits above zero and only teens as we go into Wednesday, as our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook is cold, January 20 to the 26th. In fact, next week looks like perhaps the coldest air of the winter season. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 43 today, and then the Arctic chill, highs barely getting above freezing. In fact, I don't think they do. Tuesday and Wednesday, 33 on Thursday, Friday 41, and for the weekend right now, it's looking like just plain rain, 47 Saturday and 43 on Sunday. Umbrella giveaway winner today is Stephen Jordan from Milford. Congratulations to Stephen from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. Plans for 90 townhomes in Lewis go back in front of planners this week. Developers want to build 90 townhouses plus amenities off Savannah Road called Over Fall Preserve. This is some video from last November when there were multiple hearings about it. The Lewis Planning Commission will hear it once again this Wednesday. Many people wanted DelDOT to conduct a traffic study on that area before they continue with the project.
First of all, you got the high school right there, number one. Second of all, it's one of the major routes to get to our hospital, okay? And then a big concern is during the summer when you have all the tourists, they're already not really in tune with the local traffic patterns, and this is just going to make it even more complicated.
The Lewis Planning Commission meets Wednesday night at 6:30.
Ocean City's tackling pedestrian and cyclist safety this Tuesday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Convention Center. The Maryland State Highway Administration is holding a workshop on the issue. It's specifically about safety improvements on Coastal Highway between 15th and 67th Streets. At this meeting, you can hear about the project and give your feedback there in Ocean City. Coming up, fee boost in Bethany Beach, where the town is targeting an increase in order to bring in more money. Coast TV News Today returns in a moment.
Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com.
Somebody's having a night tonight. Yes! I love this wheel.
Monday at 7 on Coast TV.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Mondays at 5 on Big 1077. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league. We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference. We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 1077. Sponsored by Tyndall's Casual Furniture and North Star Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hello, what's funky, fun, and fabulous? The Pottery Place in Fenwick Island. Explore over 12,000 square feet of fabulous finds, from furniture to gifts, home decor, art, pottery, housewares, and more. New pieces arrive weekly, hand-selected for the ultimate unique shopping experience. Looking for something extra special? Special orders and free local delivery is available.
We have everything under the sun.
There's something for everyone. The Pottery Place in Fenwick Island, Delaware. A family tradition for over 50 years.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra-powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com now.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Could get more expensive in Bethany Beach. According to Thursday's Budget and Finance Committee meeting agenda, the committee will discuss proposed parking and water fee increases. Now, there's no word yet on what those fees would be. The committee meets January 16th at 10 there in Bethany Beach.
Some developing news now out of Georgetown. Site work on the new family court in Georgetown has paused due to the bad weather. That's according to the town manager's report to town council. The report also says site work will be stopped until temperatures get above freezing.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey is back with us. And Bob, a brief break from those freezing conditions.
Absolutely. We do melt some snow today as temperatures do go above freezing into the 40s, and that includes the beaches as well. Not a bad beach day. Lots of sunshine, lighter winds, beginning below freezing in Fenwick Island in Ocean City, excuse me, but then ending in the low 40s with sunshine this afternoon. Waves around 2 to 3 feet and the UV index is low. Lewis, are looking at temperatures up near 40 degrees after a sub-freezing start. And your ferry ride up to Cape May, not too bad. Light winds in Rehoboth, looking at sunshine and temperatures into the lower 40s as we're melting more of that snow. On the Bayside in Cambridge today, a cold start, but temperatures into the upper 30s, close to 40 this afternoon, and then upper 30s with sunshine in Crisfield. But then it's back to the Arctic chill as we go Tuesday through Thursday. Much of the week is very, very cold and snow-free as far as I can see. We'll have much more in your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Bob, also coming up, a new look for an old favorite. We have the changes underway for a popular Fenwick Island restaurant.
Also, deadly fire frustration as Moores learned about issues in the response to the California wildfires. The loss of life and property grows larger.
And snow delays return to normal a week after we had that storm. How garbage and other services, though, are still being affected. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Did you know incomplete insulation jobs cause more problems than they solve? Adding insulation without air sealing and ensuring proper ventilation can cause mold, discomfort, and potential fire hazards with old wiring. For as little as $100, an energy audit and a blower door test can identify these problems ahead of time, so you don't get any surprises during or after the job.
If your insulation contractor isn't proving their work through testing, it's unlikely that any of these issues are being addressed.
For more information on FLC Energy, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Do you have stains in your carpet that won't come out? You need Horsepower Bullshot, the all-new hands-free carpet cleaner and deodorizer. Just spray and the stain and odor go away. Got pet messes? This black light shows a urine stain is gone in just seconds. The advanced foam action formula penetrates deep to emulsify and neutralize stains and odors. It erases blood stains, makeup, juice, coffee, and more. For older and tougher stains, just give it a little rub and watch as Bullshot works its magic. Red wine spills? They're no problem for Bullshot. And watch up close as burnt bacon grease stains are obliterated right before your very eyes. Get Horsepower Bullshot for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get yours. And there's a strict limit of 3 at this low, low price. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com. So call 1-800-693-6210 or visit buybullshot.com now.
Camp Rehoboth Chorus celebrates their 15th season performing on Broadway on Valentine's Day weekend. Featuring the best of Broadway show tunes and musicals, this concert features hits from Mamma Mia, Hair, Jersey Boys, and Hello Dolly. Performances are February 14th and 15th at 7 p.m. and Sunday matinee on February 16th at 3 p.m. at Epworth United Methodist Church in Rehoboth Beach. Tickets are $30 and $15 for students. Available at camprehoboth.org. Sponsored by Coast TV.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a cold and dry start to our Monday with a milder day expected ahead. That's ahead of a cold front to our west, so we'll bring another shot of Arctic air our way. I'll tell you how cold and for how long coming up next.
And I'll tell you how the roads are looking as students and teachers are set to return back to school today.
Milford Talks Marijuana. We're looking at the public hearing tonight as the city moves closer to getting pot businesses up and running.
Rebranding at the beach, why an iconic restaurant in Fenwick Island is making some big changes.
This is Coast TV News Today.
January 13th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 5:29, and it's 1 week after the snowstorm. And But we're still feeling those effects, Paige.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the roads still are getting they're a little icy, so be careful. I saw that in Milton on my way in this morning. But we're going to bring in Bob Trihey. Bob, today we have a little bit of chance of that snow to melt, but we know icy conditions are back on the way.
That's right. We do have to watch out for the slick conditions in the morning hours and then again in the evening with refreeze. But in between, we're going to be melting a lot more of that snow. So even some of those secondary roads that are slick should totally melt away as we go through the day with highs in the 40s. But we're beginning in the 20s to around 30 in Indian River Inlet. Good morning to you in Ocean City. 31 there, but 23 in Seaford, 22 in Georgetown, and 23 in Redden right now. So a cold start, but the winds are very light from the southwest or calm inland areas. And we'll see that southwest wind warming us up throughout the day. We're seeing just a few clouds and some starry skies out there right now and a almost full wolf moon. Gorgeous conditions. Otherwise, we do get into a southwesterly flow today out ahead of this Arctic front, and a few clouds from a system to our south could be moving in, but we're not expecting anything in the way of precipitation. As Futurecast showing a few clouds. Here's 6 a.m. We're still below freezing, but then we're above freezing mid-morning as the meltdown is on. By noon, we're in the lower 40s inland areas. We're going to be seeing a lot of melting snow with full sunshine. 45 in Millsboro, 45 in Berlin. A little cooler at the beaches. And then this evening, as temperatures get closer to freezing, any melting snow or slush will refreeze. Watch for that. It's back to school for a lot of the kiddos. I understand there are some delayed openings. 22 off to school. Some slippery spots, so really be careful out there. Make sure you shuffle like a penguin, kiddos. And then heading home, 43 melting snow, milder, and still snow and kind of puddles to splash around in.
Good, Bob. Thank you. And as Bob mentioned, no snow today, but with all that we got last week, students and teachers on Delmarva, they got a few days off.
Yeah, and that is expected to change this morning. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is by the Lewis Elementary School, where road conditions have improved to the point that they're going to attempt to reopen. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Paige. Yes, last week was supposed to be that first week back after winter break, but Monday's snowstorm had different plans in mind. And right now, I'm standing by the Lewis Elementary School, which is a part of the Cape Henlopen School District. And those schools in that district today do have a 2-hour delay just because of any ice that can still be on the roads. And as we were driving this morning, we saw the roads in better condition than they were just a couple of days ago. But as you can see here, there is still a ton of snow around. And there's a lot of ice underneath the snow. And you also need to be careful about black ice. And the good thing is the Lewis Elementary School parking lot is looking clear and ready for students and teachers. So hopefully everyone can return back to some normalcy today and this week. Back to you.
Lisa Weber in Lewis. And as you can look at the bottom of the screen, there are more delays and closings. Now, the aftermath of last week's snowstorm in Milton, people there, they're still waiting for trash and recycling pickup. The road conditions prevented normal service last Wednesday and Thursday, but as you can see, check this out. There's now concern about the garbage building up. Here, one person put a note on their bin reading, "Please take this trash."
In Lewis, 1 week after the city received those 10 inches of snow, officials are saying it's time to get it all cleared up. They're asking that today snow be removed from the sidewalks. If you live in city limits and are unable to do it yourself, you're being asked to plan for someone else who can help clear the snow in those areas that you are responsible for.
Tonight in Milford City, holding a public hearing revolving around recreational weed stores within its limits. The public comment period will be at 6 p.m. at the City Council building.
It was back on December 19th that Delaware took that big step towards allowing businesses to sell it, and that is when the state held a lottery to determine who, out of the 500 applicants statewide, would get the 15 licenses allowing the sale of the drug. 5 licenses were awarded in Sussex County.
Warren Station Restaurant had been running in Fenwick Island for decades, but now the restaurant will be rebranding itself to The Station.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us what changes are going to be happening at the restaurant.
In 1960, Warren Johnson opened up the Warren's Family Restaurant in Fenwick Island. From there, ownership was passed down to Warren's son, Jeff Mumford, in 1971, and then again to Jeff's son, Scott Mumford, in 1995. And 35 years after that, the keys are now being handed off to longtime employee Caroline Wetzelberger.
It's going to be bittersweet. I think the interaction with patrons and staff, that's going to be the part I will miss the most.
Wetzelberger has worked at the Warren Station restaurant since the age of 15. And after years of learning the ropes and taking on more and more responsibility, she will now become the owner.
This feels like home, it feels like family, it feels right. and right for the community.
With new ownership means new changes, with the first one being the name. What was Warren Station will now be called The Station. Along with this, renovations are being done inside to get a new look and also include a bar, something the restaurant has yet to have.
We want to keep the history of the building intact. We want to keep the legacy that the Mumford family has with the town and the community, and we want to pay respect to that.
All of the Mumfords have put their heart and soul into the restaurant, from running and remodeling the restaurant to helping the workers inside grow to be a better person for the future.
They still come back and say, we learned all we needed to learn. We had warrants.
It's okay.
And Scott Mumford can't wait for what's to come.
It's going from one family to another local family, and I think it's going to just continue to be a successful, special place for sure.
With renovations happening right now, you can expect the station to be open this spring. I'm Kevin Tepe in Fenwick Island, Coast TV News.
Moving on, President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are still working towards a ceasefire in Gaza. The leaders spoke on the phone Sunday, according to a release from the White House. Biden is hoping to secure a release to hostages taken by Hamas in the October 7th, 2023 attack before he leaves office next week. President-elect Trump has said, quote, all hell will break out, end quote, if the hostages are not released by the time he is inaugurated.
Fire crews are sharing some new video of their battle against the Palisades fire. The El Segundo Fire Department posted this on social media Sunday of their crews doing their best to knock down flames threatening a home. Palisades fire remains only 11% contained. It's still sweeping east, threatening the neighborhood of Brentwood and Encino.
New in Milton, we could see a new short-term rental policy this year. Tonight, the town council could issue a request for the Planning and Zoning Commission to create a report that would help develop a short-term rental ordinance. The council wants the commission to review similar ordinances in Lewis and Ocean City, have the report back to council at the end of March.
Happening today in Lewis, some potential action on an ordinance that would create more room for bicyclists on Savannah Road by taking parking spaces away from cars. A temporary measure did that last month. It mostly affects the area from Drake Knoll to North Atlantic Drive and Shields Ave to Donovan's Road. However, the change comes with some debate. When the temporary move occurred, we got reaction from one business that was affected by it.
It certainly is not as big a problem. There's no reported accidents, no pedestrians being injured. We've talked to the fire department and they have no issues.
Mayor Andrew Williams and City Council are scheduled to review the written statements in opposition to and in favor of the ordinance before a potential vote could take place.
Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up this morning, hit to the paycheck in Delaware. You maybe noticed a little less money in your first paycheck of 2025. We're going to tell you why there was more taken out by the government.
Also belted in a Birds win, how the game's first play signaled it would be the Eagles' day in the playoff matchup with Green Bay.
And murderer's motion denied, what the Delaware Supreme Court ruled in the latest request by a man who killed Del Mar police officer Keith Peacock. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Gamey Elliott in Salisbury today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now is the perfect time to feed suet to your birds to add fat so that it'll help them get through the cold winter nights. My Backyard carries all the products you need to keep your feathered friends healthy and safe. We also have a huge selection of quality hand-picked birdhouses, baths, seeds, unique gifts and decor for expert and novice bird lovers alike. So come on in, I'd love to answer your questions so that you can have the best birding experience ever. See you at My Backyard in Ocean Pines, where it's all about the birds and more.
Is your cookware scratched inside and an eyesore on the outside? Introducing Gotham Steel Hammered Cream Cookware. Forged with an authentic hammered design, engineered with extremely strong titanium and tri-coated with ultra non-stick ceramic. Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter or oil. Get this huge 15-piece set for 4 payments of $49.99 with free shipping.
To order, call 1-800-513-6408.
5:40 on this very cold Monday morning. At least it's not snowing like last week at this time. Spicer Brothers Camp in Salisbury, 23, snow on the ground, but travel's pretty good. Some of those secondary roads and sidewalks still pretty slick as we're starting out with temperatures lower 20s inland and 20s and lower 30s at the beaches. The wind tendency is out of the southwest, and we're going to warm it up today. We're looking at partly cloudy to mostly clear skies right now, and we're looking at a southwesterly flow today out ahead of this Arctic front that will bring in very cold air into tomorrow. Here's today's checklist. Travel with caution. Still some slick spots out there. You'll need the ice scraper this morning too, I believe, and the hats and gloves, and anything that melts this afternoon will definitely refreeze this evening, so watch for that. Make sure you have a warm beverage, and you'll need the sunglasses. It'll be a bright day. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone, another way to get your forecast. Sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico.
The Delaware Supreme Court denied an appeal for the man convicted of brutally murdering a Del Mar police officer. Randon Wilkerson argued he unknowingly used bath salts instead of methamphetamine before attacking and killing Del Mar officer Keith Heacook. Wilkerson, who was sentenced in 2023 to multiple life sentences, claimed an involuntary intoxication defense. However, the court said no, pointing out that Wilkerson said he knowingly consumed other illegal drugs, including meth, cocaine, and heroin.
The Eagles' first game of the playoffs was against the team they played in their first game of the regular season, the Green Bay Packers. Both quarterbacks in this one, Jalen Hurts of the Birds and Jordan Love of the Packers, coming off injuries. The Eagles also have 2,000-yard rusher Saquon Barkley in their arsenal. The road to Super Bowl 59 is underway. South Philly was the place to be on late Sunday afternoon. Tone set right from the start. Opening kickoff, Keyshawn Nixon. Oh, he gets nailed by Oren Burks. The Eagles recover the fumble, and it leads to this. Hurts to Jahan Dotson. He's from Penn State Page. Eagles up 7-0. We go third quarter. Eagles up 10-3. Hurts gets it to Dallas Goedert. Get out of my way. Eagles touchdown. Hurts an efficient 13 of 21 passing on the day. The Eagles get the 22-10 win and are moving on to another home playoff game next weekend. We go to Tampa. Under a minute left to go in the game. Tied at 20. Washington's Jaden Daniels scrambles for the first down, and it would set up Zane Gonzalez' 37-yard field goal attempt. It's up. It's drifting right. It hits the upright. It goes through. Ultimate survive and advance moment. Washington defeats the Buccaneers on that bounce, and Washington moves on to Detroit in the divisional round. Now, coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5:30, Bayside Conference boys basketball with Cambridge South Dorchester and Colonel Richardson at 10:30. It is the final score. On the DSM Plus app, you can get that South Dorchester Richardson game, and then here are your DSM Plus exclusives. At 5:30, Y-High at Mardella in boys basketball. More boys basketball when North Carolina travels to Queen Anne's. At 6, Delaware High School wrestling between Howard and Hodson.
In your entertainment news today, she may be polarizing, but Meghan Markle is still moving forward with one of her media projects. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
This is about connecting with friends.
Meghan Markle has postponed her Netflix lifestyle series With Love, Meghan amid the ongoing Los Angeles fires. Originally slated to debut this Wednesday, it'll now premiere March 4th. Markle thanked Netflix for the delay as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California. Friday, Markle and Prince Harry visited an evacuation site in Pasadena, comforting people affected by the fires and reportedly serving meals and thanking first responders.
So I'm here. I was invited to come.
The music world has lost a legend. Sam Moore, half of the legendary 60s soul duo Sam and Dave, has died. His publicist says the smooth tenor died from complications while recovering from surgery. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famers were known for such hits as Soul Man and Hold On, I'm Coming. Dave Prater died in 1988 at age 50. Moore, who died Friday, was 89. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We're seeing some blue skies and some clouds this morning on the Gateway Subaru Camp, but it is dry. Not the snowstorm like we saw last Monday at this time. A milder Monday on the way, melting some more of that snow, but more Arctic air is looming and heading our way for much of the week ahead. I'll have the chilly details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's coastal charm with Coast Life. Explore local treasures, fresh trends, and unforgettable stories from our coastal communities. Join the adventure with Coast Life, weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
The hammers are smashing, the glasses are raising, and the fun times await at Bushel Sports Bar and Grill in Lewis. Explore our selection of off-season entrees and mouth-watering signature sandwiches that are sure to satisfy any palate. Relax and enjoy local craft brews and specialty cocktails watching your favorite sports team, or compete with your friends at some 8-ball. And indulge yourself with year-round all-you-can-eat crabs, served by the bucketful and seasoned to perfection. For good vibes with a friendly atmosphere, visit Bushel's on Coastal Highway today.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, sharing joy coast-wide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Sponsored by Tidal Health.
5:47 on your Monday morning as we take a live look right now at Ocean City. There she is, Bob, looking good there in OC. And, I'm surprised that we heard 40s today for the high. I mean, I feel like that's toasty warm compared to what we've had.
It is toasty warm, Paige, and look at that reflection on that water. That is that nearly full Wolf Moon. A beautiful shot there and a beautiful morning as we're looking at dry conditions out there. And it is a warm up today, up to 43, melting a lot of that snow. Average high is 45, but then we're going to be freezing all of everything that melts basically as we're looking at 31 tomorrow, 30 Wednesday, 33 on Thursday. There's the Arctic air that's building in, and then by Friday we're back to 41, and then I think we're warming up into the weekend where there actually is a chance of rain at that time. Temperatures now 27 Rehoboth, 30 Indian River Inlet, 29 at Bethany Beach, and then lower 20s from Milton back to Seaford, Georgetown, and Salisbury as well. So it's a cold morning, but not unbearable because we do have light or calm winds now, but the tendency is out of the southwest, and we will be warming up today as we're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies right now. Just a few clouds moving through, especially some of the part of Delmarva. We've got a system to the south. We've got some clouds down from Virginia, but here's that Arctic front I'm watching now across the Ohio Valley, and behind it is the next push of Arctic air that will be headed our way. And in the meantime, along the Gulf Coast, we've got rain across the deep south, even some snow and a wintry mix, but this system will be staying to our south as we go through the day. Maybe getting clipped by some of the clouds, but nothing in the way of precipitation from that. Futurecast this morning has us below freezing, and then we're above that freezing mark mid-morning. We're going to see a lot of sunshine today, maybe a few clouds from time to time, and by noon, 42 in Selbyville, 41 in Salisbury, 42 in Georgetown, and then by mid-afternoon, beautiful, 45 in Long Neck, 43 in Seaford, 43 in Georgetown as we're melting that snow. But we know what happens once we melt that snow and slush. It refreezes as we get closer to that 32-degree mark, and that'll be the case this evening as temperatures drop well below freezing. We have that Arctic front coming through. Winds rev up out of the northwest tomorrow morning, and we're beginning the day well down into the 20s. And look at this, only highs right around freezing tomorrow, so about a good 10 degrees colder tomorrow than today. Now, this model has a little streak of snow coming through tomorrow evening. I'm not seeing that on any of the models, but definitely cold nonetheless as our winds are southwesterly. Then they're turning northwest as we go into Tuesday morning and getting pretty gusty, 20 to 25, knocking those wind chills down, even gusting over 30 at times as we go into Tuesday evening and remaining windy into Wednesday as we have feels like temperatures tomorrow morning in the single digits above zero, feeling like teens in the afternoon, and then by Wednesday morning really cold, maybe 0 to 5 above on the feels like temperatures, and then teens as the feels like temperature Wednesday afternoon. And in the long range, January 20th to the 26th, temperatures well below average. We're looking at maybe the coldest air of the season headed our way as we head into next week. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, 43 today, mostly sunny, an uneventful week, no storms so we can breathe there. Otherwise, Arctic air Tuesday through Thursday, temperatures not really getting above freezing until Thursday. Overnight lows into the teens by Friday, sunshine 41, then some rain chances into the weekend, 47 Saturday, and still some showers on Sunday and 43.
Thank you, Bob. Happening tonight in Georgetown, the council there is set to vote on the purchase and sale of this property on University Drive. This would build the new police station and public works. This is by Dell Tech. Town documents list the sale price as $1.1 million, and voters approved an up to $18 million project in a referendum last fall.
If you work in Delaware, you might want to check your paycheck just a little closer. Some people are seeing a 0.4% reduction in pay as part of a new paid family medical leave program. It's being implemented after the General Assembly passed legislation in 2022 requiring companies of a certain size to offer paid family leave. It would be things for like having a child, if you're combating a serious illness, or caring for a sick family member. The new law ensures paid family leave specifically up to 80% of wages, capping at $900 per week. As you can imagine, no matter the reason, not everyone is excited about paying more in taxes.
I just feel that we need more money in our paycheck and less out because they take so much out now and where I don't have any independence, so I don't get that much back.
And if you work in Maryland, similar program set to effect there. That will be happening July 1st. Still ahead this morning, bucking the resolution break, we have 5 tips to help you keep on track with your New Year's goals.
And weather-wise, we're seeing dry conditions this morning on the Spicer Brothers Cam. We're melting that snow more so today with a milder Monday. And, well, then we're going to be refreezing things again as Arctic air heads our way for much of the week ahead. And an uneventful week as far as storms go. I'll have the chilly details in the 10-day forecast coming up next.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen, where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-455-0217. That's 1-800-455-0217 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-455-0217 now.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead and Dallas Federico.
Just tell me where to sign. Because once I take my name off, she's done. She lost a dad.
Keep your heart open.
She closed it.
Next, Judge Judy.
Monday at 2 on CoastTV.
2 weeks into 2025, and experts say it's about this time that many give up their New Year's resolutions.
But if your goal is to be healthier, don't stop now. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 tips to keep you motivated.
Maybe you resolve to eat healthier or exercise more, but if you're losing steam on those New Year's goals, you're not alone.
10 days in can feel like a lot if we're biting off more than we can chew, no pun intended.
Registered dietitian Allison Kane with Massachusetts General Hospital says one reason people tend to quit this time of year is that they set unrealistic goals and then quickly burn out. The first step to beating Quitter's Day is to set the right goals.
What we call SMART goals. So SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-based. So we're being really specific, like I want to have 1 serving of fruit every day for the next 10 days, or at least twice in the next week.
Next, prepare and plan. If you don't have time to have everything cooked, just have an idea of what you're going to eat and have it available. Third, be balanced and flexible. Kane says if you get off the rails, don't throw in the towel.
Recognize that perfection is probably not realistic, and so to just be a little bit flexible and keep working towards your goal.
Fourth, Kane says to write down your goal and keep track of progress. She says that increases the likelihood of achieving it. Finally, she says to celebrate small wins.
Thinking about how consistent you've been, and again, it doesn't have to be that it happens every single day, but you're focused on building the lasting habit rather than getting it right every single time.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's now 5:56, and it's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is one dapper dachshund. That is Zuzu Petals, just enjoying a great life there in Del Mar. This picture was sent to us by Juliet and Greg.
Zuzu's Petals, is that from like a show or something?
I think it's from
It's a Wonderful Life. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob. If you didn't hear Bob, he said it's from It's a Wonderful Life. I did not know. I have seen the movie. What the heck? All right, you want to see more of your pets on Delmarva? Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special.
Yeah, we want to see more of your favorite friends, your furry friends, non-furry friends, your pets. Send them to CoastTV, scan that QR code, and then you can see them 5 to 7 a.m. when we feature the pet of the day.
All right, 5:57. Time for a look at your forecast now before you head out your door.
Bob, I'm excited about this little warm-up that you've been talking about today.
Yeah, and back to Zuzu's Petals. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart takes them out of his pocket and says Zuzu's Petals. And then, yeah, and It's a Wonderful Life. But yes, we have a mini January thaw today as temperatures rise from the 20s this morning above freezing and then into the low to mid 40s this afternoon with lots of sunshine, a light breeze. So enjoy. We will melt that snow, but then it refreezes in the evening hours. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 43 today, but then the Arctic air Tuesday through Thursday with highs only into the low 30s. Teens Wednesday and Thursday morning. Feels like in the single digits with the wind chill. 41 Friday. Then we do have some rain chances this weekend with highs into the 40s. Just rain. And then next week, right now, looks dry early to midweek, but maybe the coldest air of the season headed our way at that time.
All right, well, coming up in our next hour, Milford marijuana debate, the next step taking place tonight that could move weed businesses closer to opening in the city. That and more when Coast TV News Today returns.